Yo, what's going on? Kunal here. Bulls on Wall Street, guys. Happy Friday. We've got a monster move happening in Bitcoin. Everybody's been asking me what's going on over here. Bitcoin, after really that huge run that happened at the beginning of the year, we've kind of gone into like this 6-month hibernation mode. That's actually very common of all price action, whether you're in stock market or cryptos. After big runs, you have to digest them. So we really spent a lot of time kind of bottoming out over here and starting this trend back up. And just recently, we've come out and there's been some news on it looks like finally a Bitcoin ETF beyond the grayscale one that we have here. So you can see here, Bloomberg added a ticker to Bitcoin ETF to his data feed, blah, blah, blah. And there's been some news that, some things are getting approved by the SEC. So, right now, this could just be like another catalyst on top of numerous catalysts that are happening in Bitcoin, beyond just, right, like the price, the on-chain metrics, the news flow, everything has been pretty good for Bitcoin of recent. And we're starting to come into this zone where we're going to be testing this resistance. And, frankly, this ETF thing may be just a little bit of that catalyst to get some of these things going. Now, oftentimes you have to be a little bit careful because there can be a sell the news event if you get too crazy into it. So that's something that we'll have to monitor. But I think we're getting right into that zone where, we might come in here and test the 64, 65. That area should be like a rock. But if we pull back just a little bit and the pullback is shallow, you may get like a week or two sideways movement. And then you may come in hot on the shred on the third tap of it. So I think that's just something to be really mindful of. I think the more interesting development that's happening right now, at least for me personally on the trading side, is the triple tap breakout that's setting up in Ethereum. And Ethereum likes to do this type of breakout quite a bit. I've seen this exact same pattern work out so many times. So as long as Bitcoin holds up, I think what we do is we go down the list of some of these bad boys. If this breaks out here, I think you put a stop under the 9 EMA and really let this thing shred. This type of setup has worked quite a few times, over the years in Ethereum. I've done it, just a whole bajillion times here. This is, back in the day here in the OG days, or this is a little bit post OG days. But when this thing was real cheap, same type of deal, right? 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests. Yeah, you get your 9 EMA kind of just curling up under it. That really kind of gives it that zone. And this holds true for all breakout trading. Breaking out to highs, whether it's high of day, high of the year, high of all time, is not what constitutes a breakout. A breakout is a signal of explosion, of price acceleration that comes out of a certain level of compression, essentially, where you have so many tests of resistance that you built a lid on. It's like a pressure cooker, and you hit it and you hit it and you hit it. And then finally, right, you break. And we're starting to, see a little bit of that kind of action right now in Ethereum. And so this will be something to just be real monitor of. We're right into that zone here. And, the zone of love, we want to call this thing. So I really like the look of this. I have really no interest in trading Bitcoin for the most part. I think some of these other ones are just a lot more fun. But, in general, we got to always keep an eye on Bitcoin. I think after that, after Ethereum, the next one to really kind of come in on the shred is this Sol coin. This thing's got heat on it. Like, there's no getting around it. After this has been pretty much the hottest coin of the year anyways. And it likes to do this type of pattern too. 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests in a go. I've been trading this thing really since it's been a couple bucks here. And now we've got that same type of look, right? Like, you had this run from 28 to 200. And then you've come back down, you test the resistance level, come back down again, test it again. This is going to be really like huge. And so what I like about this one, beyond like the 3 tests of resistance, you've got your nice 50-day moving average support here. Notice, see how it's been ripping and riding on this thing for the last few days? So what that's doing is it's giving it some credence. It's saying, hey, this level is important. It's meaningful. There's a million types of moving averages and indicators and Fibonacci's and, kind of all this stuff that people use. But in general, like, what you really want to do when you're looking at a chart, every chart has its own story. So you want to see like where these bad boys are holding, right? Like, where's this thing holding? Where is it building? And that allows you to kind of gauge where the stop placement should be. So this is something I added today. I have a stop basically under my 50-day moving average. You always want to give it a little bit of room, right? You don't want to be a glutton, keep your stop losses too tight. And I think this thing is ready to shred. I think number 3, Dot had some nice news out. You took a flat top breakout over here, and we're just starting to consolidate. And I think the next run is starting on this. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing kind of come into this 50 zone. We were dealing with this thing a couple days ago, and you had this monster MPC, and now we're consolidating over here. And what you really like to do is I love looking at the hourly charts to really get a gauge of where my levels are, where are things, actually holding. And you can see here, you just started to build out that nice support at 39.50, just giving it some love over there. And now you're starting to creep your way out of this bad boy. If we could take out this, zone on the hourly, man, that could really take us right into that 50 spot. And this is probably one of the better coins, at least on a long-term basis, I think, if you're looking at kind of what these things all do, and most of them don't do anything. This one has got a chance on it. I think Sol, Dotcoin, these things got a chance on it. So those are really my kind of 3 faves. And then what happens is we start going down the list. And Matic's got a really nice look to it also. You can see here, after that, man, this thing was a fucking couple pennies, right? It gets the $2. You have this almost 6 months of just pullback, consolidation, build up steam, and you're starting to kind of come out of zone. It had some news out today that hence the kind of a big 1 candle pump in all this volume that is getting listed on Upbit, which is the largest Korean exchange. That can give it a little bit of a catalyst too if it can settle and hold here. If you're looking at the hourly chart right after that big push, and this is the pump of pumps, right? When these things get listed on some of these exchanges, and then it's kind of come back and it's digesting here. But if we can take out that zone and hold, I think we're going to be in for a good stop. Guys, this is we've got a run setting up here. It looked like for a hot second when the market was rolling over here that the crypto bull market was over and maybe we were going to start a little bit of a longer consolidation. And we really did get one. If you think about it from, May to June to now is quite a bit some time. But now the run is starting up again. If these things start to break out, you're going to see a run in all sorts of stuff. And, we just go down the quality first. I go with the big ones, then the mid majors, then the little ones, and then the shit ones at the end. All right. That's usually kind of the game plan into them. But you don't want to dive into the shit coins too quick because then you end up really missing out on some of these nice moves that are setting up in Sol and ETH and Dot. And then, once we take profits in those, and what I usually do is to sell half or sell a quarter. Then you take some of that cheddar and throw it into some of those dogs that you love, like your Shiba poo-poos and, so on and so forth. Now, I had a great trade. This was probably my best trade of the year. This is a big dog shit, but we caught the break in our chat room, around in the 8s. So we're right around here. Whew, it's been off to the races, and we'll see if this thing ever settles up. But when you make a 300-400% move, you need a lot of digestion. That's just the name of the game. So we'll keep an eye on this. I like the overall look, but it's got to do a little bit more juice. So guys, hopefully that helps. So, we have a free cryptocurrency chat room, Discord room that's open to everybody. So you guys are more than welcome to come in and hang out with us. I'm always posting, what I'm trading and my ideas and stuff like that. We have some other good traders in there. Guys, hopefully that helps. Leave me any comments if you got any questions. It's Friday, so, if you're boozing it around, make sure you take your 2 FAs and all that stuff with you because these things might get wild this weekend. Take care.